Azman, thank you very much for that. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our guest of honour, Ms. Rahayu Mahzam, Senior Parliamentary Secretary, Ministry of Health and Ministry of Law, to deliver her address.
Professor Walter Woon, Chairman of RHT Law Asia, Mr. Azman Jaafar, Managing Partner of RHT Law Asia, Mr. Jaya Prakash Jagatisan, Group CEO of LDG Holdings, Mr. Victor Tay, Group CEO of RHT Consulting Asia, distinguished guests, good morning. I'm delighted to join you at the 8th edition of the ASEAN Summit, jointly organised by ONERHT and the China-ASEAN Business Alliance. The theme for this year's summit, Opportunities and Growth Drivers in ASEAN's Post-Pandemic Landscape Amidst Geopolitical Uncertainties, is very timely. Countries in ASEAN have eased COVID-related measures and businesses are gradually getting back on track. However, we are not out of the woods because the impact of the pandemic had been worsened by the negative spillovers from the Russia-Ukraine conflict, geopolitical shifts, and rising protectionism. As a result, some countries are rethinking their dependence on others. Instead of going for the most efficient supply chain, they are turning inwards and going for self-sufficiency. Many have also started to stockpile inventories of critical components and supplies to shore up domestic needs. Global businesses are reshoring their production back home in attempts to strengthen their resilience to external shocks. Such inward-looking measures increase inflationary pressures. In these trying times, collaboration is key. With the global economy today more interlinked than ever, it is even more important to continue building and maintaining connections among jurisdictions. I'm heartened to see like-minded economies like ASEAN and China embracing multilateralism. ASEAN and China have always maintained good relationships within the region and are each other's top trading partner. ASEAN and China form part of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, which is the world's largest free trade agreement. The 15 member countries account for about 30% of the world's GDP and a third of the world's population. In addition, the ASEAN-China Comprehensive Strategic Partnership was established in 2021. Earlier this year, all parties have reaffirmed our commitment to further strengthen cooperation and work together to facilitate post-pandemic recovery. I am optimistic about the growth potential of ASEAN. ASEAN is the 5th largest economy in the world today and is on track to become the 4th largest economy in the world by 2030. With rapid regional growth seen over the years, ASEAN has been an increasingly attractive destination for foreign investment. This trend is expected to continue, fueled by factors such as urbanization, a growing middle class, infrastructural development, and the increased connectivity of the ASEAN region. Today, I would like to highlight 3 areas of growth we see in ASEAN. They are the digital economy, sustainability, and dispute resolution. First, technology in the digital economy. The backbone of the digital economy is hyperconnectivity, or growing the interconnectedness of people, organizations, and the internet. Technology had been playing an integral role in our lives prior to the pandemic. But according to a McKinsey study, COVID-19 has accelerated the digitalization of business operations by 3 to 4 years. This is evident across all types of industries, ranging from services to manufacturing. In 2020 alone, e-commerce in ASEAN grew by 63%. There is also a growing pool of technology companies in the region. In terms of technology multinational corporations, Singapore accounts for 59% of Asia's regional headquarters, and the Singapore government is committed to continue developing and supporting the tech scene locally. $150 million in grants will be invested in research and development of space capabilities to key industrial sectors such as aviation, maritime, and global positioning systems. To attract growing companies and talented individuals, the Singapore Economic Development Board and Enterprise Singapore jointly launched the Tech at SG program in 2019. This aims to help fast-growing tech companies hire critical talent to grow and scale their business in Singapore. The Overseas Networks and Expertise Pass for top talent will be launched next year, and top talent in fields such as business, technology, research will have the employment flexibility to concurrently work for multiple companies in Singapore. At a regional scale, the ASEAN Smart Cities Network was established in 2018, offering a platform for ASEAN cities to exchange ideas to catalyze smart city projects using tech as an enabler. The legal services sector has also benefited from tech, as lawyers can now serve clients from other countries and engage in cross-jurisdictional multi-party transactions. We are also actively supporting the increasing adoption of tech. Earlier this year in Singapore, the Ministry of Law introduced the Legal Technology Platform Initiative as part of efforts to support the legal industry in their digitalization journey. With our technology partner Lupo, we launched the Legal Technology Platform, which is a meta management and collaboration platform designed around legal workflows. It will support law firms by streamlining their day-to-day work and enable law firms to deliver better and faster services to clients. I would like to similarly take this opportunity to welcome tech companies to join us in growing the rich tech ecosystem in Singapore. Second, let me touch on sustainability. There have been mounting concerns over climate change all around the world. Climate change is a challenging issue and is not something that a country can tackle alone. Given our current trajectory, the world will not reach our goals of achieving net zero emissions by 2050. Countries have to come together to enact laws and standards to achieve our long-term climate goals. The Paris Agreement was signed in 2016 to keep countries globally accountable. The ASEAN countries also made a declaration on environmental sustainability 10 years ago to support the efforts of global and regional organizations in tackling environment issues. Since then, ASEAN countries have worked together to accelerate investments in disaster risk reduction, enhance efforts in research and development, ramp up environmental monitoring, and increase public awareness. Singapore has a strong commitment towards sustainability as the way forward. Last year, we released the Singapore Green Plan 2030, charting our concrete sustainability targets over the next few years. The plan lays out how Singapore is positioned to achieve our long-term net zero emissions aspiration through rallying bold and collective action to tackle climate change. The vision is for Singapore to transform into a city in nature and build a resilient future through developing technologies, enhancing policies, and attracting energy-efficient investments. With sustainability-related laws and standards being introduced over time, this creates an opportunity for growth. Professional services can ride on these emerging sustainability areas to build capabilities ranging from green financing to environmental and social governance reporting, and even in regulatory and advisory work. Climate risks also force businesses to rethink and transform processes through assessing their vulnerabilities and shifting market strategies to capture new work. This can be through shifts away from carbon-intensive business activities to more low-emissions technologies, or through offering of more sustainable products to the market. It is only a matter of how fast climate change will happen, and while its trajectory is still uncertain, commitments towards achieving net zero have been growing stronger than ever. I urge businesses to be adaptable and think about catering to product offerings in this field so as to continue being relevant to the market. My third point is on dispute resolution. With increasing cross-border trade and investment, including in the areas I mentioned, disputes will inevitably increase. When disputes arise, parties want a quick, fair, and cost-effective resolution. Singapore provides a full suite of dispute resolution services: arbitration, litigation, and mediation for parties to choose from, depending on their needs. Compared to arbitration and litigation, mediation is a relatively new means in resolving international disputes. A reason was the lack of an instrument to enforce the mediated settlement agreements cross-border effectively. However, this changed with the Singapore Convention on Mediation, which was opened for signature in 2019 and entered into force in 2020. To date, 55 countries have signed the convention and 10 countries have ratified or approved the convention. This includes half of the ASEAN countries and China, and I hope that more countries will sign and ratify the convention. Only then can mediation become a viable tool for parties to resolve their cross-border disputes and to resolve them amicably. To me, mediation is especially relevant in our Asian cultures. Mediation is relatively faster and more cost-effective. Parties can be more flexible and creative in the solutioning, and they can decide on the outcome. It preserves relationships which take time to build. All these are important for businesses as they want to settle their disputes with minimal impact and move on. In conclusion, amidst global uncertainties, Singapore is committed to support companies doing business in, from, and through Singapore in established as well as new emerging areas. We provide a trusted legal system grounded on our strong rule of law so that businesses can have confidence putting their investments and doing work here. We also respond quickly to the latest developments and business needs by taking a collaborative approach both within Singapore and with partners overseas. I believe that everyone can benefit from mutual sharing and learning. In 2014, the ASEAN Legal Alliance was formed to bring together law firms from all member states, allowing for close cooperation in providing legal services across the region. Conferences like this also serve as a platform for us to learn from others' experiences and best practices. The program lineup today and many of the conversation topics tackle pertinent issues of the day. I hope that all of you will be able to take away new ideas and perspectives. With that, I wish you an enlightening and fruitful conference ahead. Thank you.